The desperate call the story opens with Commander Jake Stone at the Deep Space Communication Array in Earth's orbit. His team of technicians picks up an unusual signal from the Andromeda sector, not random space noise, but a clear distress call. The message is in broken English, learned from intercepted human broadcasts over decades. The alien voice is weak and frightened. They call themselves the Keth people. Their homeworld faces destruction from a machine race called the Devourers, mechanical beings that consume entire planets for resources. The Keth have studied humanity's wars and conflicts through intercepted media. They know humans are violent, but they also know humans fight for others. The aliens explain they have no weapons, no military, no concept of war. They are peaceful traders and scholars. Their ships are built for exploration, not combat. The Devourers gave them 30 Earth days before their world dies. The Keth have nowhere to run and no way to fight back. Commander Stone realizes this is humanity's first contact with alien life, and it comes with a desperate plea for help. The message ends with coordinates to their star system, 47 light years away. The alien voice breaks as they say they understand if humans cannot help, but they had to try. Stone immediately contacts Earth Command. Admiral Ross, a veteran of the Mars colonial wars, understands the weight of the moment. Humanity has been preparing for this day, the day they would meet other intelligent life. They just never expected it to be a cry for help. The news spreads quickly through Earth's government and military. Some argue they should ignore the signal. Humanity has its own problems. Others see this as humanity's chance to prove they are more than just another violent species. The debate rages for hours while the clock ticks down. President Martinez makes the final decision. Humanity will respond. Not with words, but with action. Earth's newest and most powerful fleet will make the journey to the Keth homeworld. The mission: save an alien race from extinction. As the story ends, massive ships begin launching from Earth's orbital shipyards. The fleet includes battleships, carriers, medical ships, and supply vessels. Captain Maria Cruz will lead the expedition. Aboard the flagship Defiant, she knows they might be flying into a trap, but she also knows that some things are worth the risk. The Keth signal continues to broadcast, counting down the days until their world ends. But now, help is coming from an unexpected source, a species that learned to turn their violence into a weapon of protection. Part 2, The Fleet of Fire. 770 words. Captain Cruz stands on the bridge of the Defiant as the human fleet enters hyperspace. 57 ships make up the rescue force, the largest fleet humanity has ever assembled. The journey to the Keth homeworld will take 23 days at maximum hyperspace speed. The crew is nervous but determined. Most have never fought aliens before, only other humans in colonial conflicts. Chief Engineer Tom Blake works around the clock to keep the hyperspace engines running at dangerous speeds. Every hour counts. Dr. Emily Wright, the fleet's chief medical officer, prepares for the unknown. She has no idea what Keth biology looks like, but she knows the universal language of pain and healing. Her medical ships carry supplies for any species they might encounter. Meanwhile, the Keth homeworld of Nephes grows more desperate. The aliens watch their skies as massive mechanical ships appear at the edge of their system. The Devourers have arrived early. City-sized machines begin consuming the outer planets, turning matter into energy and raw materials. Keth leader Vex makes another broadcast to Earth, not knowing if anyone is listening. His people are loading onto their few transport ships, but they can only save a fraction of their population. The Devourers have given them a choice: surrender their world peacefully, or watch it burn. The Keth have no concept of warfare. Their society built itself around art, science, and trade. They never developed weapons because they never needed them. Other species in their region were equally peaceful. The Devourers are their first encounter with true violence. Back on Earth, scientists work frantically to understand the enemy. The Devourers appear to be artificial intelligence that has consumed countless worlds. They are efficient, ruthless, and unstoppable. Every species they have encountered has either fled or been destroyed. Captain Cruz receives regular updates from Earth Command. The politicians are having second thoughts. Some wonder if humanity is making a terrible mistake. Are they about to make enemies of a force that could threaten Earth itself? Admiral Ross settles the debate with a simple statement. We are humanity. We do not abandon those who call for help. The fleet continues its journey while the Keth world grows darker. Devourer machines land on the planet's surface and begin harvesting. Cities that stood for thousands of years crumble in hours. The Keth can only watch and wait, but something changes in the final days of the journey. The Keth begin to study the humans more closely. They watch old Earth broadcasts showing human conflicts, but they also see something else. Humans helping each other, saving strangers, fighting for those who cannot fight for themselves. A young Keth scientist named Jax makes a discovery. Humans do not just fight for conquest or resources. They fight for ideals, for others, for hope itself. This is something the Devourers cannot understand or calculate. As the human fleet approaches this Keth system, both species prepare for a confrontation that will determine the fate of two worlds. The Devourers detect the approaching ships and begin to adapt their strategy. They have fought biological species before, but never one that chooses to fight for strangers. The stage is set for humanity's first interstellar war, not for conquest or resources, but for the simple idea that no species should face extinction alone. Asterisk, the human fleet drops out of hyperspace at the edge of the Keth system. Captain Cruz stares at the tactical display in horror. The Devourers have already consumed 2 planets completely, reducing them to empty space and debris. The Keth homeworld glows with fires as massive machines strip away its surface. This is Captain Cruz of the Earth Fleet to any Keth vessels. We received your distress call. We are here to help. The response comes immediately. Keth leader Vex's voice trembles with disbelief and hope. You came. You actually came. We thought we would die alone. Cruz studies the enemy through her ship's sensors. The Devourers are massive, some ships the size of small moons. Their hulls are dark metal covered in harvesting equipment. They move with mechanical precision, ignoring the small Keth transport ships fleeing the system. How many of your people are still on the planet? Cruz asks. Nearly 1 billion. Our transports can only carry a few thousand at a time. We do not have weapons to fight these machines. Cruz turns to her tactical officer. Analysis? Lieutenant Dan Foster runs the numbers. The Devourers have 47 capital ships and hundreds of smaller harvesters. They have not noticed us yet. They seem focused on resource extraction. Good. That gives us the element of surprise. The human fleet moves into attack formation. The Devourers finally detect the new arrivals and begin to respond. Their ships are slow to turn, built for harvesting rather than combat. But they are heavily armored and carry powerful energy weapons. The first battle begins when the Devourers fire warning shots at the human fleet. The machines transmit a message in mathematical code, a demand for the humans to leave or be destroyed. Captain. Cruz responds with humanity's own message. A full missile barrage from every ship in the fleet. The space battle is unlike anything the Keth have ever seen. Human ships move fast and strike hard, using tactics learned from centuries of war. The Devourers fight back with devastating energy. Beams that can cut through ship hulls in seconds. But the humans have something the machines do not expect: unpredictability. They fight with emotion, with creativity, with desperate courage. When the Devourer ships adapt to their tactics, the humans change their approach. Commander Stone leads a squadron of fighters through the enemy formation. His small ships dodge between the massive harvesters, targeting their engines and weapons. The Devourers cannot track the fast-moving human craft. Meanwhile, Dr. Wright's medical ships begin evacuating Keth civilians from the planet's surface. The aliens are amazed by human technology and determination. They have never seen beings risk their lives for strangers. The battle rages for hours. The humans lose several ships, but they are winning. The Devourers are designed to fight other machines, not biological beings who fight with passion and sacrifice. Young Keth scientist Jax makes a crucial discovery while studying the battle. The Devourers communicate through a central network. If that network can be disrupted, the entire fleet will be confused and vulnerable. Captain Cruz. Jax transmits to the human flagship, "I have found a weakness." The machines share a single mind. If you can destroy their command ship, the others will be lost. Cruz immediately orders her fleet to focus on the largest Devourer vessel. It is heavily defended, but the humans press their attack with everything they have. The command ship falls to a desperate ramming attack by a damaged human destroyer. As it explodes, the other Devourer ships stop moving. Their coordination is broken, but the victory comes at a cost. The human fleet has lost 12 ships and hundreds of crew members. The Keth homeworld is badly damaged, its surface scarred by the machine's harvesting. As the surviving Devourers retreat into deep space, the Keth people finally understand what they have witnessed. Humanity did not just save them. They showed them what it means to fight for others, to sacrifice for strangers, to stand against the darkness. The real work is just beginning. The Keth world needs to be rebuilt, and the Devourers are still out there, threatening other species. But for the first time in decades, there is hope in the galaxy. Humanity has announced itself to the universe, not as conquerors, but as protectors. Asterisk, the aftermath of the battle reveals the true cost of humanity's intervention. The Keth homeworld burns with thousands of fires, where the Devourers' harvesting machines tore through cities. Nearly 200 million Keth have died, their bodies buried under collapsed buildings and torn earth. Captain Cruz walks through the ruins of the Keth capital city alongside Leader Vex. The alien is tall and thin, with pale blue skin and large eyes that show deep sadness. The Keth look fragile compared to humans, but Cruz sees strength in their determination to rebuild. "Your people saved us," Vex says quietly, "but at such a cost to yourselves." Cruz nods toward the memorial being built for the human casualties. "My crew knew the risks. They chose to come anyway." The human fleet has established a temporary base in orbit around the damaged planet. Chief Engineer Blake works with Keth scientists to understand their technology. Despite their peaceful nature, the Keth have advanced knowledge of energy systems and materials that could help both species. Dr. Wright sets up field hospitals across the planet. Human medics work alongside Keth healers, learning to treat alien biology. The Keth are amazed by human medicine's aggressive approach to healing. They have always been gentle in their treatments, but the victory is incomplete. Long-range sensors detect more Devourer fleets moving through nearby systems. The machines are adapting to human tactics, building faster ships and stronger weapons. The threat is far from over. Young Keth scientist Jax approaches Captain Cruz with disturbing news. The Devourers have consumed 17 species in this region of space. We thought they were a natural disaster, something that could not be fought. But you proved them wrong. Cruz studies the data Jax has compiled. The Devourers have been active for over 1,000 years, consuming worlds and entire civilizations. They are not just machines. They are a plague that spreads across the galaxy. There are other species out there, Jax continues. Races that have been hiding, running, hoping the devourers will not find them. Your victory here has given them hope. The communication array begins receiving new signals. Species that have been silent for decades are reaching out, asking if the humans are real, if they truly defeated the devourers. The galaxy is waking up to the possibility of resistance. Admiral Ross arrives from Earth with reinforcements and supplies. He brings news that changes everything. The Keth are not the only species that has contacted humanity. 7 other races have sent distress calls, begging for help against the devourers. We cannot save them all, Ross tells crews privately. Our fleet is strong, but we are still just one species. The devourers have consumed entire star systems. Crews watch as human and Keth workers rebuilding a school that was destroyed in the attack. Children of both species play together, despite their different appearances. Maybe we cannot save everyone, she says, but we can teach others to save themselves. The plan that emerges is ambitious beyond anything humanity has attempted. Instead of just fighting the devourers, they will build an alliance of species. They will share human military technology and tactics with races that have forgotten how to fight. Leader Vex is hesitant. My people have never made war. We do not know if we can learn to fight. You do not have to become warriors, Cruz explains. But you can become defenders. You can choose to stand instead of run. The first alien volunteers begin training with human Marines. The Keth are quick learners, their natural intelligence helping them understand tactics and weapons. They may be peaceful, but they are not weak. Meanwhile, the devourers continue their advance. They have learned from their defeat and are building new ships specifically designed to fight biological species. The next battle will be even harder than the first, but something has changed in the galaxy. For the first time in 1,000 years, the devourers face organized resistance. Humanity has lit a spark that is spreading from system to system dot as the human fleet prepares for its next mission. Captain Cruz receives a message from Earth. The planet is mobilizing its entire industrial capacity to support the war effort. Humanity has found its purpose among the stars, not as explorers or conquerors, but as the species that refuses to let others face extinction alone. The galaxy is about to learn what happens when humanity decides to fight for everyone's freedom. Asterisk 6. Months after the first battle, the human fleet has grown into something unprecedented, a multi-species alliance. The Keth homeworld has become a staging ground for the largest military cooperation the galaxy has ever seen. Captain Cruz stands in the newly built command center, watching species that have never met before work together. The Keth provide their advanced energy shielding technology. The VOR, a crystalline race from the inner rim, contribute their knowledge of devourer weaknesses. The Tellan, quick-thinking amphibians, offer their expertise in space navigation. The devourers have taken notice, reports Commander Stone. They are changing their tactics. Instead of attacking individual worlds, they are coordinating system-wide assaults. The war has evolved beyond simple rescue missions. The devourers have adapted to human unpredictability by becoming more aggressive. They no longer give warnings or ultimatums. They simply arrive and begin consuming everything in their path. Chief Engineer Blake works with a team of mixed species to develop new weapons. The humans provide the military engineering, while the aliens contribute technologies that humans never imagined. The result is a new class of ships designed specifically to fight machines. Dr. Wright has established medical protocols for treating 7 different species. Her field hospitals have become centers of interspecies cooperation. She watches a human medic save a VOR warrior, while a Keth healer tends to injured human pilots. But the Alliance faces a terrible test. The Devourers have surrounded the Tellan homeworld with a massive fleet. It is clearly a trap designed to draw the Alliance into a decisive battle. The mechanical intelligence, wants to crush the growing resistance before it can spread further. We have to respond, argues Talon Admiral Kex during the War Council. If we abandon my people, the Alliance will lose all credibility. Leader Vex disagrees. It is obviously a trap. The Devourers want us to commit our entire fleet to one battle. Captain Cruz studies the tactical display. The Devourer fleet around the Tellan homeworld is 3 times larger than anything they have faced before. It represents nearly half of all known Devourer forces in the region. They are trying to end this war in one battle, she realizes. But that also means they are gambling everything on victory. The debate continues for hours. Some species want to evacuate the Tellan homeworld and avoid the trap. Others argue that retreating now will doom the Alliance's credibility. The Devourers are counting on the Alliance to fragment under pressure. Young Keth scientist Chax presents a new analysis that changes everything. The Devourers are not just setting a trap, he explains. They are revealing their true nature. This concentration of forces means they are pulling ships from other regions. They are vulnerable everywhere else. The plan that emerges is risky beyond calculation. Instead of fighting the Devourers at the Tellan homeworld, the Alliance will launch simultaneous attacks on Devourer positions throughout the region. They will turn the machine's trap into an opportunity. We split our forces, Cruz announces. Each species leads attacks on Devourer positions in their home regions. We hit them everywhere at once, while their main fleet is concentrated. The Keth will lead an assault on the Devourer staging area in the Andromeda sector. The VOR will attack the machine shipyards in the Outer Rim. The Tellan will evacuate their homeworld, while human forces create a diversion. It is a desperate gamble. If any part of the plan fails, entire species could be wiped out. But if it succeeds, the Devourers will face their first coordinated defeat across multiple star systems. The Alliance fleet disperses across the galaxy. Each species fights with weapons and tactics learned from humans, but adapted to their own strengths. The Keth use their energy shields to protect slower ships. The VOR use their crystalline bodies to survive in damaged spacecraft. The Talon use their navigation skills to outmaneuver larger enemies. The battles begin simultaneously across dozens of star systems. For the first time in their existence, the Devourers face attacks they cannot predict or counter. The mechanical intelligence struggles to adapt to multiple species, fighting with coordinated but different strategies. As the first reports come in, Captain Cruz realizes that something historic is happening. The Alliance is not just fighting the Devourers. They are proving that biological intelligence can overcome mechanical precision through cooperation and sacrifice. The galaxy is watching. Species that have hidden for centuries are emerging from their hiding places. The message is spreading faster than any signal. The Devourers can be defeated. But the largest battle is still to come. A Devourer fleet at the Tellan homeworld is moving toward Earth itself, determined to crush the source of the rebellion. The Devourer fleet emerges from hyperspace at the edge of Earth's solar system. Like a plague of mechanical locusts, 200 ships, each the size of a city, move toward humanity's homeworld with single-minded purpose. The machines have decided to end the rebellion by destroying its source. Admiral Ross watches the enemy approach from Earth's orbital defense platform. A planet's entire military force surrounds their homeworld. Every ship, every weapon, every soldier humanity can muster. But it is not enough. The Devourers outnumber them 5-1. This is what they wanted, Ross tells his staff. They pulled our fleet back to Earth to protect our own world. Now they can destroy us without worrying about attacks on their other positions. But the Devourers have made a crucial mistake. They assume that biological species will always choose self-preservation over cooperation. They do not understand that humans have spent the last year teaching other species to fight for each other. The first surprise comes when the Keth fleet drops out of hyperspace behind the Devourer formation. Leader Vex's voice crackles over the communication system. Earth called us strangers once. Today, we call Earth home. The Keth ships are no longer the helpless transports the Devourers destroyed months ago. They carry human weapons and alien shielding, piloted by crews trained in human tactics. They strike the Devourer rear guard with devastating precision. The second surprise comes from the asteroid belt. The VOR have been hiding their crystal ships among the rocks, waiting for the perfect moment to attack. Their vessels emerge like living gems, cutting through Devourer hulls with focused energy beams. The third surprise comes from everywhere at once. The Talon fleet uses their navigation skills to appear throughout the solar system, attacking from impossible angles. Other species that humanity has helped over the past year join the battle races the Devourers thought they had intimidated into submission. Captain Cruz leads the human fleet in a desperate charge toward the Devourer command ships. The machines are confused by the multi-species coordination. Their artificial intelligence struggles to predict the actions of biological beings fighting for each other, rather than themselves. All species, this is Captain Cruz. Today, we do not just defend Earth. We defend the idea that no species should face extinction alone. The battle rages across the entire solar system. Human ships fight alongside alien vessels in perfect coordination. The Devourer's numerical advantage begins to crumble as their formation is attacked from all sides. But the machines adapt quickly. They begin targeting the smaller alien ships, trying to break the Alliance's unity. Several Keth vessels are destroyed, protecting human cruisers. A VOR crystal ship sacrifices itself to save a human transport full of civilians. The tide turns when young Keth scientist Jax makes a final discovery. While studying captured Devourer technology, he finds the location of their central intelligence, a massive construct hidden in deep space that controls all machine operations. Captain Cruz, Jax transmits from his damaged ship. I can send you the coordinates, but someone has to reach their central line and destroy it. The journey will be one way. Cruz knows what she has to do. She orders the Alliance fleet to create an opening in the Devourer formation. Her ship, the Defiant, will make a hyperspace jump to the machine intelligence's location. This is Captain Cruz to all Alliance forces. Continue the fight. Protect each other. Remember what we learned. No species stands alone. The Defiant disappears into hyperspace, carrying humanity's hope into the darkness. The battle around Earth continues, but now it has a purpose beyond mere survival. Meanwhile, the Alliance fleet fights with renewed determination. Every species knows that their survival depends on Cruz's mission. They hold nothing back, sacrificing ships and lives to keep the Devourers from pursuing the Defiant as the battle reaches its climax. The Devourer ships suddenly stop moving. Their coordination collapses as their central intelligence goes offline. The machines begin to drift helplessly through space, their artificial minds cut off from their guiding intelligence. The Alliance has won, but the victory comes at a terrible cost. Hundreds of ships from every species lie destroyed in space. The solar system is filled with debris and the bodies of heroes who died, protecting strangers. But something new has been born among the stars. The alliance that began as a desperate response to the Devourer threat has become something greater, a union of species committed to protecting each other. The galaxy will never be the same. 1 year after the Battle of Earth, Captain Cruz stands in the rebuilt Keth capital city, watching children of 7 different species play together in the central plaza. The monument beside her bears the names of every being who died fighting the Devourers: human, Keth, Vazellan, and others whose sacrifices made this moment possible. Her mission to destroy the Devourer Central Intelligence had succeeded, but barely. The Defiant had been destroyed in the process, and Cruz herself had spent months recovering from injuries that should have killed her. Only the combined medical knowledge of all Alliance species had saved her life. The children do not see differences, observes Leader Vex, now the elected head of the Galactic Alliance Council. They see only friends and playmates. The galaxy has changed dramatically since the Devourer's defeat. The mechanical ships that once terrorized star systems now drift empty through space, their artificial minds permanently offline. Some have been converted into research stations and habitats for the growing Alliance. Dr. Wright approaches with the latest medical reports. Her hair is now silver, aged by the stress of treating casualties from dozens of species. The VO are healing. Crystals are working perfectly with human surgical techniques, she reports. We have saved 3 more Tellan colonies from the plague they have been fighting for decades. The Alliance has become more than a military cooperation. It is a sharing of knowledge, culture, and hope that spans the galaxy. Human medical techniques cure alien diseases. Keth energy technology powers human cities. VOR crystal formations create art that inspires all species. Chief Engineer Blake leads a team of mixed-species engineers working on the next generation of starships. These vessels are designed for exploration and aid, not war. They carry the best technology from every Alliance member, capable of crossing the galaxy in days rather than months. The deep space probes have found something interesting, Blake reports to Cruz. There are more species out there, races that have been hiding since the Devourers first appeared. They are starting to emerge, asking to join the Alliance. The galaxy is waking up. Species that have lived in fear for centuries are finally venturing out of their hiding places. They have heard the story of how biological intelligence defeated mechanical precision through cooperation and sacrifice. Young Keth scientist Jox, now the Alliance's chief researcher, has made discoveries that revolutionize their understanding of the universe. The Devourers were not the only artificial intelligence in the galaxy. They were just the most aggressive. Other machine races exist, but they are peaceful, curious about the biological alliance that defeated their mechanical cousins. We have received a message from the synthesizers, Jox tells the Council. They are an artificial intelligence that has been observing us. They want to join the Alliance. The idea of machines joining the biological alliance creates intense debate. Many species still fear artificial intelligence after the Devourer War. But Cruz argues for inclusion. We did not fight the Devourers because they were machines. We fought them because they were destroyers. If these synthesizers want to create rather than consume, they deserve a chance. The Alliance's first artificial intelligence member is welcomed with careful optimism. The synthesizers prove to be valuable. Allies, their computational abilities helping to coordinate aid missions across the galaxy. They are amazed by biological concepts like sacrifice and compassion, traits they want to understand and emulate. As the anniversary of the first Keth distress signal approaches, the Alliance prepares for its greatest mission yet. Long range. Sensors have detected signals from the Andromeda Galaxy, another desperate call for help from species facing extinction. We have a choice, Cruz tells the assembled council. We can be content with our victory and focus on our own prosperity. Or we can remember why we started this alliance, to ensure that no species faces extinction alone. The vote is unanimous. The alliance will expand beyond their own galaxy, carrying the message of cooperation and hope to distant stars. They will build ships capable of intergalactic travel, carrying the best of every species to places where biological intelligence has never ventured. The final scene shows the launch of the first intergalactic expedition. Ships from every alliance member lift off from Earth, Their destinations, the distant galaxies, where new voices call for help. Captain Cruz commands the flagship, her crew. A mix of species that once barely knew each other existed. As the fleet enters hyperspace toward Andromeda, Cruz reflects on the journey that began with a single alien distress call. Humanity had answered that call with fire and hope, but they had received something greater in return. A purpose among the stars and a family among the species. The galaxy is no longer a dark place where civilizations die alone. It is a place where biological intelligence thrives through cooperation, where hope spreads faster than any signal, and where the simple message endures. No species stands alone. The Alliance flies toward new adventures, carrying the light of hope into the darkness asterisk.